Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Oak Mountain Eagles head soccer coach David DiPiazza. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you.
All
Glad
right.
to be here.
Good deal. So you've played a number of games since we last met about 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, spring break was kind of in the way, but we're back now, so let's talk about a few of them.
Okay.
First of all, 3 weeks ago you had played and beat Vestavia 4-0. This was an area game for
Yes.
you. So tell us how that went.
I think it was the day after we met, if I could remember.
Yeah,
right.
may have been.
We played them Friday night. It's a good game. I mean, it was here, and I think that always matters. There's a big difference between our field and their field. So, like we play them tonight, for example, and I think it's going to be a lot different game because they're on a smaller field. It's a turf field. It's this new type of turf. But it's a good game. I mean, honestly, probably one of our most complete games we've played. We played well both halves, and our big guy, our center forward, Sam Collins, had an incredible night. And we just was just a very complete game against a very good team.
Good deal. Then you played another area team in Hoover and bested them 4-1. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, Hoover was huge as well. I mean, both of those were area games. Hoover we were 1 and 2 in the state respectively, 1 and 2 in the nation, and still are actually.
Wow. That's fantastic.
It's another example. Like we came out really strong to start the game, and we got kind of 2 sets of goals together pretty quickly. So we scored one and scored another one really quickly, and then 20 minutes of play went on, and we scored another one and scored another one really quickly. So wasn't as complete of a game as Vestavia was, but I think it was 4-0 at half. So we played again pretty well and against a really good Hoover team. So.
Good deal. So then after that, you played Hewitt Trustful. You beat them 4-0, and then you followed that up with Westminster Oak Mountain and beat them 4-0.
That's 3-0 actually.
3-0.
I might have told you that wrong. I'm sorry.
You mentioned 4, so I was thinking there's a thing going on with 4s.
4 has actually been a pretty. That's like kind of the average number of goals we score a year. But
for sure. Yeah, I was wondering if that was kind of a standard that y'all
I don't know how that
towards.
happens, but
okay,
there are a lot of 4-0 games. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Tell us a little bit about that Westminster game.
Yeah, it's I mean like. They're I think a 4A school in terms of classification for soccer, but they're actually even really smaller than that if it wasn't for competitive advantage. But it's our neighbor, like down the street. I think we took a picture, like 16 of our boys play on the same club team. So it's a really good, friendly rivalry. I think we have a lot of respect for each other's teams.
Sure.
And like I fully expect to see them to be the 4A state champions. I mean, they're one of the better teams we've played this year.
Okay. So we're caught up, but we're going to talk about upcoming games here in just a minute after this message.
PrepsNet Coach Speak with Oak Mountain High School head soccer coach David DiPiazza is proudly sponsored by Campus Traditions. Go Eagles!
And we're back. Coach, tell us about Vestavia. You mentioned you play them again tonight. What do you think you'll see differently this time?
Oh gosh, I mean, again, smaller field, turf field, and we do well on turf. It's a new kind of turf. It's supposed to be like I don't know, softer in terms of concussion stopping energy when you hit the ground. But what everybody's kind of told me is it's like a really slick surface, so that makes me a little nervous. And it's narrow. Yeah. I think that gives them an advantage playing on a narrower field than us. But I think the same thing can be said for us. Our field's so wide, it gives us an advantage. So I mean, but I think it's gonna be a different game than the last one was. I expect them. They're at home. They always play. They're such a good home team. So I expect it to be a real battle tonight.
Gotcha. Okay. So then next Tuesday you play Northridge, followed by Fort Payne on that Friday. What do you think you'll see from Fort Payne?
Oh gosh, Fort Payne is always a good game. They're perennial 6A playoff team and Final Four team. So I know it's going to be a really good game. Right. I think it's going to be a good game of soccer. Like Fort Payne they're not like a dirty or physical team. They're like a very good possession soccer playing team. Right. So are we. So I think it's going to be a really good game.
Good deal. And then finally you have Gunnersville on Saturday the 15th. What kind of team are they?
Yeah, I think they're 5A this year, a 5A team. If I recall right, I think they're a state finalist last year, if not a state championship,
Okay.
state
Wow.
champion team in their classification last
That's
year.
fantastic.
So it should be a really good game. I mean,
Yeah.
and both those games are in Fort Payne. It's part of what was called the border battle. We just had a
Okay.
hard time, Fort Payne had a hard time getting teams from out of state to play.
Right.
So it's kind of how we ended up in that tournament. It usually involves us playing a couple of Georgia teams, but this year we had
Sure.
Fort Payne, which is somebody we always like to play in our schedule because we have a great
Right.
relationship with their coaches, and then get to play a good 5A Gunnersville team.
Right. So since we haven't talked in 3 weeks, kind of update us on injuries, if there are any on the team.
No injuries, but we actually got our senior captain back last
even
night. So that's
better.
huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guys that have played in his place have done a fantastic job, but it's just like Alex is a great guy. He's a great leader, great
Right.
energy in the field. He's a ball winner. And it just really gave our team an uplift to have him back. So
Nice.
we're incredibly happy to have
Yeah.
him back.
Yeah,
So he worked
good.
really hard to get back. He had a broken foot, and he's got a screw that looks like something you'd see inside your
Oh, no.
house, like it's not
Wow.
when I saw the X-ray of it, I was like, oh, okay, this
That's
looks like
serious.
a house screw, not like
Yeah.
a little bitty tiny medical screw you'd see in
Yeah.
a person's body. But now he's doing
Man,
great.
That's crazy. Well, I'm sure you've had some players that are playing really well through the middle of that schedule. Tell us about some of them.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about Sam Collins again. Like he's, one of the Coach Harlan at Best David gave us a really good compliment after
Yeah.
the game. He's like, man, I just did not expect your big guy, which is Sam, to be that impactful of a player. He's just a guy that he's 6'4", 6'5".
Man.
He's a tall kid. He's going to West Alabama next year. He
Nice.
holds up play well, and it's kind of amazing how different we are when he's in and out of the game. The people that come in and play for him are good players too, but he's just such a big physical presence. He really he almost takes pressure off of us defensively by
Right.
being in the game, and he scores a lot of goals and dishes off a lot of assists.
Good. Awesome. Well, y'all are doing fantastic.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure y'all are taking a peek in the future to the playoffs, which we'll talk about next time.
Okay.
That's our show. We appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
thank you.
And as always, we appreciate you. Join us again in a couple of weeks for another Oak Mountain version of Coach Speak.